Hi, Langan here. I don't have a cute intro today. I am feeling frustrated because I finally set up an auto water change system, and it would appear that the water pressure in my sink is not strong enough to make it work. So I am about to do one of my crazy days of changing these 40-gallon breeders, at least 50%, probably 60% of their water, with 2 buckets in my siphon, because I got rid of, well, I didn't get rid of, but I started using a bunch of my buckets for other purposes when I thought I had the auto water change system working. But I don't. I'll probably have to call my dad to try to get him to help me fix it, because I'm in my very early 30s, and I still have to call my dad all the time. Oh, disappointment, Langham. Let's get on to some water changes. There's our community tank, by the way. Doing good as always. I just like to show it to you all since I know we kind of built it together. So I have to take at least 5 buckets out of each of these tanks. It's gonna be a race. It's gonna be like I put the thing into the other one, and then I run and I dump it, and then I come back and I put it into the other one. Whew. Goldfish, do you know how much I love you? So much. I love you so much. I love you so much, water puppies. Whew. Whew. Goldfish water changes are so important and cannot be skimped on, even if you are having a week where you can't get your system together and you have to do it all by bucket and siphon. Goldfish are incredibly messy. They are incredibly, they're eating all the time and pooping all the time. They don't have stomachs, so literally they just have big intestines that digest some nutrients for them, and poop. They just poop. So you gotta be feeding them a lot, and then you also have the waste of the food in there, and then you have all the waste of that poop in there, and they're just an incredibly high bioload fish. You may hear me talk about bioloads a lot. That is the amount of waste that a fish produces and how much it can handle in their system. These tanks are 40-gallon breeders, which actually contain about 45 gallons of water. In America, the way that they determine what size of tank it is based on the calculations of the rims, like the, width, height, and length. But in actuality, oftentimes tanks hold slightly more or slightly less than what they say they do. And 40-gallon breeders actually hold slightly more, which is great. And at 3 goldfish per 40-gallon breeder, they are not particularly overstocked. I actually think that, especially for fancy goldfish, that's a really good stocking level. But no matter what, no matter how well your stocking is, no matter how many plants you have, you just still have to do water changes with goldfish. They're just not the kind of fish that you can get away with a aquaponics system or something that's just supposed to completely eat your nitrates for you. They're just too messy. What do you guys think? What do you do when you need to do a major giant water change, but your regular system is broken? Is this what you end up doing? So I'm just taking a little break here now that the tanks are all drained, just to say a proper hello. Hello. I know I have on no makeup and I'm in my pajamas, but hello. And yeah, one thing I wanted to mention while I was doing water changes is that a lot of concern with big water changes comes from people being concerned about the large shift in temperature. And that is a concern for some fish. Goldfish you mostly don't have to worry about it with, but I will say, even with your more sensitive fish, usually if you do the water change, you leave everything off, you know, your filters, your heater and everything off for about 10-15 minutes when you're finished. Then you turn it all back on. That heater is going to bring the water back up to the temperature it was at pretty slowly, and your fish are probably going to be fine. If you don't use a heater, it is something to consider to really temperature match. And on more sensitive fish. With goldfish, there's not a ton of concern because they are cold water or temperamental fish, so they can handle a wide variety of temperatures. But if you're using a heater, it is really important that you leave the heater off and in the new water for 10-15 minutes before you turn it back on, because that heater needs to be at the same temperature in as the water, so that it doesn't risk heating things up too quickly and breaking. You know, like if you pour boiling water in a hot glass, it can break the glass sometimes. We don't want that to happen with our heaters. And that's actually why a lot of times if you're reading new tank setups, it'll tell you to set your heater up and then plug it in 15-20 minutes later. And I know when I first read about that, I was like, what? Why do I need to do that? And then I was like, oh yeah, because you don't want to break glass in your aquarium. Okay. I'm gonna get back to filling these up now because they are all drained. Stop! The tanks are still kind of a mess. I need to go back in and re-aquascape and, you know, fill back up the big holes that came from me dumping their new water in. They are all changed. They are all acclimating to their fresh water just great and showing off their beautiful colors and personalities. So yeah, thank you for watching. As always, I really appreciate your support and your interest in my life and my pets. I'm sorry about the glare and kind of the thrown together nature of this video. It's really hard to film and water change at the same time, especially when your automatic water change system is broken and you have already gotten rid of most of your buckets. No. Love your pets and they will love you back, and have a great day.